All right, now we spend so much time in our favorite clothes. It's impossible that you're never, ever going to mess them up. You never see stains coming, but they seem to have you targeted, like the grease that jumps right out of the pan onto your shirt. Those seemingly impossible stains, such as red wine, blood, grass, grease, are not so tough when you attack them from the right angle. It's also important to note that not all fixes work every single time. So don't give up completely. If a particular hack doesn't get a stain completely out, keep trying. It's likely that eventually a tactic will work. The other cardinal rule of stain removal is never ever run a garment through a heated dryer unless you're totally sure the stain has been removed. Doing so will only cause the stain to set and thus become a permanent, annoying part of your life. In order to get that clean, bright look you get, here are 5 ways to knock out unwanted tough stains from your fabric. This is Daily Top 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, watch me.
I just want to give a quick disclaimer. So when Nigerian men stain your white, it's not among this stain because that one, they know they wash and come out. Thank you very much.
Something's wrong with you.
Thank you.
Rubbish.
Just saying.
All right, let's now start with grass stains. Grass stains aren't as invincible as they seem. I use the invincible word because, you know, you think they're unconquerable, right? One of the coolest ways to get grass stains, out of the fabric is by using toothpaste. Grass stains on clothes can be removed with an old toothbrush and plain white toothpaste. Just make sure you use a paste variety and not a gel. Squeeze a small amount of the toothpaste onto the stain, then dip the toothbrush in clean water and use it to scrub away the stain. Repeat this process as needed to treat all of the stains. Rinse the area and lather the cloth as usual. Incidentally, toothpaste can also remove ink spot. Who knew? Who knew this?
So you know those my uniform that year?
Yes, go and bring them out.
Hey. Toothpaste though.
So,
The white, yes.
So I know that toothpaste actually cleans like a lot of things.
Sneakers.
Shoes,
Sneakers, yeah.
sneakers and all that. But
Some people even use for pimples. I don't know, like.
Yeah, so I've seen it, I've tried it, but I don't know if it worked. I was just not patient.
So I think it worked for me once. I don't know whether it worked or it was a miracle that happened. I had just one pimple, and then I remember that somebody told me that I put it. I think maybe we should not try it. So if it's so that it does not have one ingredients that will now, affect your skin. So I used it and I did not find it the next day. But the next time I used it, maybe the pimples were too stubborn, or maybe it was just coincidence. Maybe the pimple was going to leave that time or something.
Wahala.
Yeah.
All right, number 2 on our list, blood stains. Yes, to remove spots of blood from clothing, use 3% hydrogen peroxide, the kind you find in the first aid section of the drugstore. Soak the stain with the peroxide. Use your fingernail or the blade of a butter knife to help loosen and scrape away the blood. Then rinse it away with more hydrogen peroxide and launder as normal. In most cases, you will have better luck removing stains, especially blood stains, if you treat them immediately after they happen before the stains have the chance to dry. Don't fret too much if you don't have easy access to hydrogen peroxide. On the other hand, no matter what you call it, cola, soda, pop, these are adept at addressing blood stains in a pinch. All you have to do is soak the stain ideally overnight in the soda, then wash as normal, or you wet the stain area of the fabric with water, sprinkle it with plain old table salt, rub one half of the stain against the other to work in the salt and loosen the stain, then immediately launder the garments the way you usually do. Not that you pour the soda on the clothes.
On the clothes.
It's the spots. Thank you very much.
Before you go and use soda, you wash your jeans.
Yes. You have to get it correctly. Anytime you're doing anything hack like this, you just have to concentrate and know what you're doing because
And
what?
But I also know that you can use soda to wash like the toilets as well.
Of course, yes, it cleans it.
Yeah, I saw that
it cleans
video
it.
online and I was like, so
How your system?
Yeah. In fact, somebody told me a particular one that I have not seen in a while. They stopped selling it or something. How somebody used it to open a padlock.
I'm sorry.
So, yeah.
A soda.
Since that day, I
Wow.
said, what? Is this thing this powerful? Like, what
It's
are
good.
we
It's
even
washing your
pushing?
inside.
Hey! Hey!
Let's be all those about people.
Go away.
For
One day. One day, you don't see your liver outside or your kidney.
All right, now we're still talking about fabrics here, how to remove stains from your fabrics. Let's talk about grease spots. You probably have your work cut out for you in laundry day. On laundry day, if the people pitter-pattering around your home prefer to wipe their hands on their clothes rather than the perfectly good napkins you provided. This is particularly frustrating when delicious but greasy meals like fried chicken are served up. Not only do stubborn grease stains often refuse to come out, they also never seem to blend into the fabric, so you can't just pretend they're not there. To get out grease spots or stains, sprinkle the spots with cornstarch. Did you hear? The spots with cornstarch. Allow the cornstarch to soak up the grease for a few minutes and then brush it away. The grease spot will lift right out and you can get back to trying to convince everyone to use napkins instead of their clothes.
Okay, me, I'm kind of guilty of this one because sometimes when you eat chicken like this, it's not even on the clothes. I will raise the clothes and I lap.
But the clothes now fall back. Depends on the quantity that you use to rub your...
What am I eating? small, chicken finger.
Later, slay queen. Ashe, nah.
Anybody go for your trousers, I go nice. I go chop, I go down.
I will beat you, and you know it. We don't encourage violence, but I will go beat Zala.
Well, your cornstarch is fascinating to know this one because I know that the only time I ever remember cornstarch, then I'm doing curry chicken sauce. But I know you cannot use it to remove one. Nice one.
Yeah. Yeah, number 4 on our list, red wine. Yes, that glass of red wine looks far better in your hands than on your clothes.
Hey!
Yeah, fortunately, all of it takes is a little elbow grease and some common household items to vanquish that unfortunate stain. If the red wine stain is fresh, soak up the spill by immediately sprinkling it with baking soda. Gently dab the stain with a clean, damp cloth to absorb wine. Do not scrub or rub. Next, as soon as possible, stretch the stained fabric over a large bowl or kettle. Secure the fabric. A larger rubber band is ideal, and apply a layer of salt to the stain and let it set in for about 5 minutes. Then carefully pour boiling water over the fabric. Experts recommend that you do this from about 8 inches higher than the stain so that the water has enough power to properly flush it out. Lastly, pop it in a washing machine on the highest water heat possible.
Oh, this one, I grow to cook your clothes. Not to cook clothes because what?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's whole water, and the fact there's a lot of water, not chemicals and baking soda. I think this is actually, this one, I'm looking at all my clothes too because.
Yes, you know. All right, now let's talk about tea stains. If you have fabrics with tea stains, don't despair. As long as you don't burn yourself or when you spilled the mug, there is nothing to worry about. First things first, as soon as possible, rinse the stain with cold water. Don't forget to run the water from the back of the stain rather than over top of it. This helps it come out the side it came in rather than pushing it all the way through the material. Next, grab any old liquid detergent and rub it into the stain. Let stand for a minimum of 5 minutes. Dry stains should be soaked in cold water with detergent applied for about 30 minutes. Then rinse the stain. Yet another trick is to treat wet tea stains with a generous amount of baking soda. Ideally, the powder will pull the color out of the clothing, then launder as normal. See? No need to cry over spilled tea.
Literally.
You just
literally. Yeah. It's my my dry tea. Friday something.
Yes,
only pardon collect. But a quick one. Let me let people know that there's a difference between baking powder and baking soda. When you hear baking powder is a cake for the cake with rice. Don't go and put baking soda inside your cake. I know guys baking powders go and wash your clothes. Baking soda.
Actually, yeah, baking soda. Yeah. So I think this is a lot, but then you have to really take your time, calm down, read the instructions well before you now go and do it, because you want to do it the proper way. And I don't think that there is anything that can remove this one that happened to me. May Adame so rest in perfect peace. That was how I was now watching. I saw Impress Cry. I'm like, ha. And you know, and then I wanted to gum the nail that I removed from my finger back. I now brought what's that thing?
Super
glue out. As I just pour it like this, on my fine chair at home, the thing just poured. I went to read everything in this world. Everything.
Super glue,
I woke up the next morning, I passed, I said, I thought, no. You know how you want to turn back the hands on time, like, I shouldn't have. I'm like, I'll look at the spots.
Yeah.
Don't cast.
That is how the thing stayed though since that time. I don't know what I can do about it. Because what?
Google.
Yeah,
I Googled.
Daily top 5. No, it's not. You can't remove.
You can't on fabric.
Especially when it falls on your lap.
Right,
it will now gum your lap to your trouser. But yeah, hopefully you guys have been able to learn something from this. Like I said, unfortunately we've not found cure for when men stay your white.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, on today's Daily Top 5.